D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I'm sorry that this is coming to you late, this review and everything of Star Trek Picard episode 2. But I've had to work doubles this week, so you know how it is and everything, us normal people. But I'm bringing it to you now, and hopefully you enjoy what I have to say. Now, I do this. Okay, this episode wasn't too bad. But like, okay, so far Picard, because the last episode I went back and watched my my breakdown and stuff, and I was a tiny bit harsher than I probably should have been. So I took some time to think about this one. Plus, I had the time to think about this one. I still think that the writing is horribly contrived, and I still think the dialogue is pretty horrible also. And I think with the dark aesthetic and the edit still feels like Kurtzman Trek to me. Now I do think that they're trying to make some improvements. I just don't think that they're capable of following through. And plus I don't like how they are repurposing the movie First Contact and Voyage Home, and they're also in this episode they're also doing the mirror universe episodes from Star Trek Discovery season 1 and from Enterprise, because they can't come up with their own episodes. They come up with these their own episodes that are slightly less shit and expect me to go, oh, that was so good. So this episode wasn't bad. It just wasn't, I'm not going to fall into your little trap of, oh, this feels so much like old Trek. And then all of a sudden you're just like, gotcha, bitch, and everything. So I'm just like, listen, I want to like this. I want to like new Trek. I really do. You have no idea. But I'm not falling for it. You guys have pulled the wool over my eyes too many times. I'm not gonna do it. So I'm going to go forward cautiously. Now, in saying that, there was some things in here that I did think was interesting and everything, but at the same time, I'm just like, I need to again be cautious, because daddy don't play that game. You know what I'm saying? I don't like nonsense, and when you nonsense me, I'm had enough of you. So now that I've said all that nonsense, all of my nonsense that I don't like, I'm going to get down to breaking down this episode. But before I get started, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we always get pushed to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. So now that I'm done with all of that, why don't we get down to breaking down this episode? So it starts off on Earth. We've got a little shield because we're xenophobic now. Of course we are. We got the shields, and then we go over to Chateau Picard and everything, where Picard, he comes out on his little veranda thing or whatever this thing is called. And he's talking to Q, and he's like, Q, what have you done and everything? And he's sitting here talking to Picard, and I can't remember if he says it here or if he says it later, but I'm just going to say it. So he basically tells Picard that this is not he has to pay penance for what he's done. And I have to be honest, I have no idea what Picard did that Q's pissed off about. I have to be also honest, when it came to Star Trek Generations, the Q episodes were not my favorite. In fact, I'd go so far to say I didn't like them, only because it's been so long since I've watched Next Generation. It's been a while. I'd have to go back and watch it. It's been a good, I'll say, I hadn't watched it since me and my wife were dating. So at least going on 9 years. So at least 9 years. So almost 10 years since I've watched Star Trek Next Generation. So maybe I should go back and watch them. They're so good. All right. Anyway, so he basically is like, you have to play penance, but he's like, this isn't a different reality. It's your time. It's just different. It's a change and everything. And he's like, and then he notices something's wrong with Q. And he's like, what's wrong with you, Q? What's going down? And I'm all like, oh, this is gonna play into something like something, identity politics. I can tell. I'm getting hints. It's like his wine. I'm getting hints of identity politics. Okay, so they go into his house and there's all these alien servants or slaves or whatever they are. And he brings him into his study where he's got that's Cardassian. I think that's Cardassian armor. And then there's the Klingon armor from Star Trek Discovery. And then you see all these skulls. That's a Ferengi skull. I don't know who that is, like whose skull, because they didn't name him. But then he shows off his collection. He's got a Borg. There's a Borg one. I don't know what that one is and everything. And then these three, he tells who they are. I don't know who that is either. I can't tell. So So he's like Gul Dukat, and he's like he fought a hard fight, and he's the reason you have that synthetic body of yours. And I'm like, oh, they explained the synthetic body. Look at you. And then he's like Mark Tuck. He's like, and then you spread a disease through his people, but he fought, valiantly or something like that. I can't remember. These are all, there's member berries throughout this episode. There's so many. I wasn't keeping track of all of them, but when they popped up, I was like, oh, there we go. And as soon as they named these characters, I was like, oh my God. Yeah. Because Deep Space Nine is was my introduction to Star Trek and my favorite. Sisko's my favorite captain. They always say your favorite captain is the one you grew up with, and Sisko was my first. He was my first, and so he's my favorite. So these two, I remember them like as soon as he mentioned their names, I was like, oh my God, I love Martok. And then he's like, and Sarek, and we all know Sarek, and he's like beheaded at the steps of the Science Academy in front of his wife and son. He's like, nice touch and everything. And I was all like, well, you did that, and everything. And he's like, you basically went to kill off the galaxy, and they're xenophobic, and they keep doing all this, a wonderful universe is a human universe and everything. So it's basically the mirror universe. It's not the mirror universe anymore. It's our universe kind of thing. So he tells him, he's like, you need to atone. And he's all like, you have blood on your hands, but it's so much blood. You're never going to wash this blood off. You can atone for the rest of your life, which won't be that long because you're like, a million. But he's like, you will not. He's like, you can't wash the blood off your hands. But there is something you can do to atone, and Picard's not having it. He's like, no, I'm not playing this game. I'm not gonna play your little game. I want none of your nonsense and everything. And I'm all like, well, maybe you should ask him what it is at least. Be like, all right, what is it? Because I'm not gonna agree to anything until I find out what it is. And contracts need to be signed. And so he's all like, so he disappears, and his little robots are like, are you okay, sir? And he's all like, did you see him? And he's like, no, I didn't see him. Crazy. And these little robots creep me out. These little bald robots and everything. The actor does an all right job playing a robot. So he's all like, he goes back to his little room and he watches this speech about him giving about how this, the best galaxy is a human galaxy or whatever. And he brings him, he's like, your usual. And he's like, oh, what is this? He's like, it's Colombian blend and everything else. Like, oh, sounds delicious. Earl Grey is not that great. It's too light for me. I need that. What do you got? What do the British call it? That miner's tea, where it's like it's so thick you just stick a spoon in it and it just stands straight up. That's the stuff Daddy needs. The stronger, the better. Anyways, so back in San Francisco, the capital of this fascism, which is so ironic. It's so ironic. Anyways, we get 7 of 9, and she wakes up. And she doesn't have her Borg implant. So she starts, and she's married. And so she's like calculating. She's like, what's going on here? And her husband comes, he's like, good morning, dear, and everything. And I love that he's shorter than her. So crazy. And he's all like, he's, gabba, gabba, wee, gabba, gabba, wee. nothing special. And he's like, it's eradication day. And I was like, ooh, what's that? And so he's going through explaining some stuff. And he's talking about the war and the front and everything like that. And he's all like, we've got Cisco ready to fill you in. And I was like, ooh, if they bring Cisco in, I might have to start liking it because that's my favorite captain. Sorry, I keep drinking coffee. It's like I said, I've been working doubles, so my blood is half caffeine right now. Caffeine and sugar. That's what I've been intaking for the past like 4 days. So, so she's like, no, she's like, I want like a fresh eyes or something. I can't remember exactly what she says. She's like, how about this? And then she's like, Rios. And I was like, of course it is, and everything, because Q brought along all of the main cast members, except he didn't bring Soji. Thank God. I was so afraid that he'd bring Soji in here. And then there was another part in here where I thought Soji would show up, and I was like, please, the Jesus, please, if you're listening, from my mouth to your ears, like I can't deal. And he's all like, and she's like, I want to secure comm and everything. So then back on the battlefront with the war with Vulcan, Rios wakes up and he's like, what's going on? Hello, who's in my ship? What's going on? And then this woman comes on. She's like commander or whatever, and she's all like, yeah, we're gonna take him down and everything. And he's like, wait, and she's like, no, she's like, you gotta, she's like, they'll mind meld your with their green blood or something like that and everything. So then she's like, enjoy the fireworks. So they attack Vulcan. And so she pulls it up and she's all like, Commander Rios. She's like, this is a secure line. So if there's anything that you want to talk about, feel free and everything. And he's like, 7. And she's like, oh, thank God you're here. What's going on? He's like, I don't know. I'm here, yada, yada, yada. And she's all like, oh, get back. She's like, get to Earth now and everything, because we need to get together or whatnot. Stuff's going on. And then he does this weird thing where he's like, okay. And then he's like tapping his computer. And he's like, just where I you can, I can't remember exactly what he says, but he says it in the fact that like Earth doesn't move. So how would you not be able to find it always? Like you could, I don't understand. If you're a Vulcan, you should be able to just tap into your computer and like you shouldn't have to be like worried about not being able to find home. But I was like, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyways, so he goes home to Earth. And then we go back to Okinawa, where terrorists blow up a building. They blow up this building right here, but they blow up 5 buildings. And there's Eleanor, who I was all like, you had to bring Eleanor with, but of course they did, because, reasons, which I don't like Eleanor. I didn't like Eleanor last season. I don't like Eleanor this season, which, by the way, if you want to check out my review of season 1, because one of you was all like, you didn't give any reasons of why you didn't like season 1 last breakdown and review, and it's like, I already did that. I'm not gonna go back. But my mouse is in the way. I didn't like Ellen, but you can check out all that stuff. Anyways, I didn't like Eleanor last season. I don't like Eleanor this season, but I could change my mind. Anyways, so this woman, his little girlfriend's all like, she's like, 1 for Kronos, 1 for, Vulcan, 1 for, and she just names 5 planets. So there's 5 buildings. She's like, it doesn't matter if they kill us, at least we're free. And then she gets killed. And she flies hardcore with this fly. Like, it flies her through the air into this thing. And then all these guys come in and they get shot by Rafi. Rafi's there and everything with her huge shoulder pads. It's very 1980s. I love it. So she's like, Rafi, is that you? Or he's like, Eleanor, is that you? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, take this prisoner. We are going to take him for questioning. So we go back to the president and he's like, my idea, are you okay? And she's all like, because she calls the Confederation the Federation. He's like, the Federation. She's like, Confederation. She's like, I need coffee and privacy, stat, and everything. And she tells him, she's like, pretend I don't know what eradication day is, and fill me in. He's like, well, we're going to eradicate 1 species on eradication day. Duh, dummy. Ding 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 ding. What's the matter with that Borg head of yours? And so they go into the lab where Girardi is, this little murderer. She should have been happy murdering the Borg queen. She's a little murderer. Sorry, she was under influence. Yeah. I hate this character. Anyways, she's so goofy and everything. So she's got a pet cat, a digital cat, which I'm all like, oh, so that's stupid. Anyways, and so she's hanging out, and then they come in, and she's like 7, and she's like, "Why did you call her 7?" And he's like, just playing and everything. We used to be drinking buddies in college, and you're like, oh, Girardi, I hope you die this season. And so she's all like, he's like, get the prisoner 13755 or whatever it is. And so she, for eradication. So she pulls out the prisoner. Now oh gosh, I ruined it. This is where I totally thought it was going to be Soji again. I was like, please don't let it be Soji. I don't want Soji to show up ever again. The girl that was like everything last season, I was all like, she's going to be everything this season, and they're going to ruin my life. But they didn't. It's the Borg queen. I was like, oh, it's the Borg queen. Now, this is not the Borg queen. I think this is the Borg queen from the movie First Contact and the last episodes of Voyager, but it's not the same actress for either one, because the actresses for them, I think, are bigger now. The one from the TV show is the mom that was in Arrow. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out the actress for, because I think that this is supposed to be what's his face's mom. Picard's mom, but I can't find the actress right now. I'm sorry, you guys. I should have had this prepared, but I didn't. I was trying to hurry it up. Daddy was in a. It doesn't say who his mom was, or at least I can't find it. All right, it doesn't matter. Anyways, so I think this is Picard's mom, and that's why she but I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna find out. I have a feeling that's how it is, because that's what Star Trek has been doing now. It's all about the moms and everything, and you're all like we had Burnham's mom, and then we had who else's mom did we have? Burnham's mom. I can't remember anymore. I'm sorry. I'm tired. And what's up with Picard and them doing him with his mommy issues and then his love issues? I'm all like, the dude's freaking 90, 97. What are we trying to pretend? Like 97 is the new 87. Time for love. What is going on here? Anyways, so she's all like, this is the last of the Borg, the worst enemy of the Confederation and everything. And later on, they talk about how the technology, they're still at the same technology. How were they at the same technology as they were, before this switcheroo? And they were able to defeat the Borg, one of the most advanced species in the galaxy. Daddy doesn't think so. I don't think so, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Reasons. Anyways. So the Borg is going ape shit. She's all like, because she's able to contact herself through all these different timelines, and she's talking about how things were changed, how Annika used to be one of them, and everything, and all this stuff. And so, I can't remember what's going on with that stuff. But then Picard shows up, and his little robot's all like, the president will see you now. So Rafi is taking Eleanor, and then this little woman right here, this little lesbian right here, she's all like, what are you doing with that prisoner? And she's like, I have orders to question him. She's like, whose orders? And he's like, mine, and everything. He walks up to her and he just stares at her, and she's like, sorry, sir. And she steps out of the way, and I'm like, yeah, you little pumpkin pie haircutted freak, get out of his way. And then she takes him. She's like, that's what I thought, honey. Don't open your mouth. And so he's like, Rafi, Eleanor, is that you? And she's like, yeah, what are we going to do here? And he's like, I'm working on it or whatever. So then they're sitting here waiting, and Picard brings the alien and her husband, her hubby dude, Shorty here. I shouldn't make fun of him. He's probably taller than me, and I'm short. I'm so short. So, but he's shorter than her, so I'm gonna call him Shorty. Anyways, so he's all like, "How dare you bring an alien in the president's presence and everything?" And he's all like, "We are going to question him for the terrorism that he's done or whatnot." And she's like, "But we need privacy." And so they all leave, and they're all like, "What's going on here?" And he's like, "It's Q. Q did this." And he said it was something in the past or whatnot, or the Borg Queen said something about something was changed in the past. And he's like, yes, he changed something, and that's why this is a totalitarian government or whatnot. And I just want to be like, gosh, I just want to be all like, they're so writing today's problems in modern Star Trek, like xenophobia, totalitarianism, fascism. That hasn't been brought up in the news lately. Or at least when they were writing this show. Anyway, so that's what goes on here. Yeah, Eleanor's hair looks weird. Anyways, so then Rios, he shows up in his ugly ship. I hate the La Sirena. I think it's the ugliest ship in this show. The last season of Picard, the ships were all ugly. Even the Federation ships. This one with that Stargazer ship, I was like, that's an actually good looking ship. They're actually trying and everything. But they're like, spoiler alert real quick, they're going to jumping ahead, they're going to get on the La Sirena, one of the ugliest ships ever in Star Trek. So the Borg Queen's in here talking to Girardi, and then everybody shows up. And she's all like, and she calls him Locutus. She's like, Locutus. And I was like, oh, you guys are still doing the member berries. Daddy sees what you're trying to do. You're trying to get, nostalgia bait us, hardcore, but daddy's on to you. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I won't follow that little white rabbit. I'm staying right here until I think it's okay to move forward. But he's all like, what did he change? And she's all like, computing and everything. And she's all like, 2024. And I was like, all right, 2024. And I was like, of course. She's like, Los Angeles. And I was like, of course, because you guys film in Los Angeles. I was like, of course you do. And then she's like, you have to find the Watcher. And I was like, who's the Watcher? Because I was like, they're doing member berries like all over the place. So I was like, who is the Watcher? And I tried to rack my brain. I have a friend who's, I don't know if you know anybody that's like a huge Star Trek like freak and everything, which is not a bad thing. But I always call him when I need to know stuff, because I literally can be all like, what was the episode where, Martok, stabbed that dude? And he'll be like, Deep Space Nine, season 3, episode 4, the name of the episode. And I'll be like, you are so crazy. I would never remember that. I'd have to look it up. And he's all like, yeah, he's like, no, it's not a good episode. You should try this episode. And I'm all like, okay, anyways, gotta go. But I didn't get a chance to ask him who the Watcher was. But I don't think it is anything. But you want to know, I was curious, because if you ever watch that 12 Monkeys, the guy that wrote that is writing this season. And in that one, it wasn't called the Watcher. It was called the, it started with another W. Shoot. It was the Whisperer. I'll say the Whisperer, but he had that, and he was always one step ahead of the main cast or whatever. And that's my thing. I was like, are they just rehashing 12 Monkeys right now? What's going on here? This is so Kurtzman. Everything is just a rehash of something that came before. And I'm all like, stop copying and pasting and then changing a little bit in your computer and do something new. Come on, guys. What's going on here? Anyways, so they're sitting here talking, and they try to beam out. Hold on. I'll get this stuff. But when they do, it doesn't work out, and it sets off security. So they can't beam out, and they can't have communication with the La Sirena. And so then they're sitting here, and they're like, all right, we have to go through with the speech while you guys work on getting us out of here. So he comes in. He's like, darling, if I didn't know any better, I would say that I need to have you tested for a mind meld or some crap like that. And so she goes all goofy. She's like, it's my fault. The Borg Queen was talking about an infiltration of the Quat Mulat and everything. And, those Vulcans and everything. And I was all like, we need to get somebody in here, and then they brought this Vulcan here so we could, talk to him, yada, yada, yada. I'm so goofy and everything. So they all leave. And then they go into this Nazi-esque, whatever the Trump rally, whatever they're trying to do here. And the president goes up and she gives her little speech. And then they're all like, Picard, 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 Picard. And Girardi and Rios are, having a little lovers quarrel. And then Picard comes in, he's all like, he's all like, and everything for the crowd to cheer. And I was all like, I just wanted to be all like, yo, Patrick Stewart, come on, dude. Like, you're classically trained. You could do a little bit better acting than this. Like that's as good as acting as you've done. Brett, I just did there. I was like, come on, my dude, come on. You're a great actor. Put a little bit more into it. Anyways, so she's working on it. And then inside this little security lab, Rafi brings in, I didn't get a very good still shots. Anyway, she brings in Eleanor and she's all like, this terrorist says he uploaded a virus and I need to check it out. I brought him for you guys for a little snack. Have at him, boys. And they start beating him up. And he starts taking it. He can take a hit and everything, which if you've ever been punched before, it's just going to hurt and you just got to get it out of the way. But it hurts so bad to be punched. It really does. It sucks so hard. Anyways, so they bring in the Borg Queen and they're like, this is the last of the Borg Queen. We're going to eradicate her on Eradication Day and everything. And they're all like, yeah, kill her. And they're like, Picard, 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 and everything. And Picard pulls out his gun and he's just holding it there like a big idiot. And I'm like, listen, because they're going to time travel. Sorry, I forgot that. They're going to time travel and the Borg Queen is the best way to do that. Like she can time travel and everything. And so they're going to time travel. And so then Rafi fixes the shields or whatever. And then they beat up these guys / kill them. Eleanor does. And then he's like, we're gonna have to fight our way out of here, and he starts shooting the guards and stuff, and then they all zap out. Hold on, and they're all on the ship and everything, and she's like, is this your main thing? And he's all like, you're not gonna plug her into my ship and everything. And she's like, I want to watch me. She plugs her in, and they're all sitting here, and then they're like, the Confederation is coming, guys, and everything. And then okay, so he comes in and sorry guys, it's all out of order. He zaps in with these guards and he shoots Eleanor in the shoulder though. Because I was like, Eleanor's not going to die. My hopes, my dreams and everything are not going to be fulfilled and everything. And Rafi's upset about it. And he's all like, what would your skull say, Picard? It would be General Picard, traitor. And he's like, dun, dun, dun. And then that's where the episode ends. And like I said before, it's not that this was a bad episode. It's just I'm going forward cautiously with this season because it's obvious that they're trying to mend the shit show that was season 1 of Picard, because it was just a complete abortion. It was a complete abortion. If you watched that season and you liked it, I don't like a lot of it made no sense. Like an overwhelming amount of it made no sense. And so for this one, like I said, I'm trying to be optimistic, but I'm not going to hold my breath because they've let me down too many times with new Star Trek, and it's just bad. It's just bad. And I watch all the Star Trek episodes and including the cartoons, and I don't know. It's just like I said before. I think that they're just repurposing. This is what they're repurposing: First Contact, Voyage Home, the First Contact with the Borg Queen and the past the traveling in time thing, and all that stuff. And Voyage Home with the time travel and everything. I'm surprised they didn't get a Klingon bird of prey. That would have actually been cool if they got a bird of prey. I would have actually been like, member berries, give those to me. Anyways, and then they're doing the mirror universe, right? In this episode, at least, with the Confederation and everything. So it's just they're just repurposing, which I just go, this is so Kirksman. This is bad robot creaming all over it. Like it's just got its juices all over this and everything. And it's gross. I don't like it. I just wish they would do something new and something fresh and something, great, but it's fine. I'm going to give it some more time. All right, you guys, that is my breakdown and review of this episode of Star Trek Picard, season 2, episode 2. I think it was called Penance. Tell me, what did you guys think about this episode? Did you like this episode? Did you not like this episode? Who's your favorite character on this show? I mean, I guess if I had to say, I guess 7, but what? She's not my 7 and everything. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. You know, I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys on my next week on my breakdown and review of Picard. You guys have a good week. Live long and prosper. Bye.